Good afternoon. I think one of the first times that Carlton and I knew we were destined for indelible kinship is when we interviewed a guidance counselor together for our 9th grade student newspaper. Now, all poor Mr. Roberts did was stop mid-sentence to blow his nose. Carlton and I glanced at each other and were reduced to instant peals of giggling. Another look at each other and round 2 began, snickering with no control. Finally, Mr. Roberts said, "Are you boys going to be okay?" I'm not sure that we ever were. Sunday, July 4th, 1976, an idyllic summer day in which church was hosted outdoors for America's bicentennial. Carlton and I stood auspiciously toward the front of the service. That might have been a mistake. The side is on for dead. A woman steps forward and begins speaking in earnest in a husky voice with great bravado. "Our forefathers on this land," she began. Well, again, Streel and I made the mistake of a mere sideways glimpse, and it was all over. Despite Cordell's look of disdain, we chortled and snorted and couldn't stop until we were stopped when my dad locked his arm around my wrist and marched me to the back. Fortunately, my red, white, and check polyester blazer went unharmed. Growing up provided no real remedy for Streel. There was the poor customer at the restaurant we worked at during the late 80s who missed the step out of the booth and took a full fanny fall, sending her to-go residuals flying into the air. Now, at least we went to the back of the restaurant for our breakdown. You know, as Carlton often quoted his mother Mildred, "Your pain is my humor." Over the 31 years that Carlton has been my friend, counterpart, and soulmate, laughter is pervasive. No matter how lost we got driving to the beach, no matter that we got tossed out of biology class that one day because we couldn't stop talking, laughter, and if you know Carlton, quite often loud laughter, was among his greatest gratuities. Truly, Streel was in all his glory when he was able to evoke joy out of others, no matter the potential public consequences. To everyone in this room lucky enough to be part of the cult of Carlton, you know how easy admission was into his world. Partake in the largest of life with him, and you shared a ringside seat, complete with a membership card that seldom listed you by the name your parents gave you. Looking around, I see Trix, Hosey, Perry Rock, Cozy, Smiley, Teen, Lisa Schwartzmacher. I saw a friend of Streel's in Richmond last month who proudly introduced herself to me as Pigs. Cindy explained to me that she only laughed snorted that one time in the first week she knew Carl. From that moment on, forever. Pigs. You know, I wonder if Carlton's sister Elizabeth knows that for the past 25 years, to Streel and me, she was Beagle. I don't know if anyone wasn't drawn to Carlton's layer of love, laughter, and wisdom. For all the world, Streel was also a deep thinker. He spoke less about lessons he had learned along his journey, but I would never infer that he lived life behind rose-colored glasses. A good $5 fashion-conscious pair of shades above the Avenue maybe. My point is that Carlton was just as available and just as gifted at getting down and dirty when life got serious. His method of dealing with darkness was to carve through, solve, evolve, and focus on the light. When Streel decided to go into education, I went to speak to one of his classes, and it was fascinating to watch him deal with these youngsters. Not all of them who knew exactly what to make of Mr. C at first, in his plaid bow tie, playing disco music during spelling tests, dancing, singing, and howling, "That's it!" when the lines were crossed. He made them take responsibility for their choices, and ultimately empowered these kids to recognize their potential, sometimes for the first time in their lives. He was their friend, their mentor, and their hero. From that point on, I called Streel the Pied Piper of teaching. And what I came to realize is that Carlton is every man's Pied Piper. Each of us that knows him has had the great fortune of feeling better about ourselves whenever we were with him. I miss hearing about his latest diet of nothing but a good stacked peanut, some steamed broccoli, and of course, the occasional morsel of chocolate. About his kicky new DSW slip-on mules, his cherished weekend respites in the Poconos with Perry and David, the theater with Lisa, margaritas with Joanna and Sally, loving on his Buster and Merm kitties, and how he adored watching his niece Greer and nephew Parker grow up. I treasure keeping his iTunes packed with new music. His Saturday cell phone calls while he was out at the gym, getting yet another buzz cut, or tanning in this great city that he loved. I still can't fathom that those everyday material moments have come to an end. Honestly, on a day-to-day basis, the sense of his loss is still growing. But we all have so much to hold on to in the indelible memories that Carlton gave us. His larger-than-life magnetic persona lives on in each person sitting here today, and in so many more hearts across Virginia, in Washington, San Francisco, Colorado, Paris, New Zealand, wherever he touched down. In the ordinary course of Streel's days, he granted us all so many extraordinary keepsakes. I know Carlton will continue to light our lives